avenge an earlier loss this season to the Bulldogs, who is in white tonight at home. Late arriving crowd, but very few tickets remaining for this matchup with huge importance in terms of the postseason. Shaquille Moore gives it off. DJ Jeffries from the wing. How about a three to start this game for DJ Jeffries?
Boy, he shoots it. He's streaky. He can get hot. I've had a game where he's been 0 for 6. I've had a game where he's made 5.
DeAndre Golston, DeMoy Hodge, Nick Honor, Kobe Brown, and Mohamed Diarra. First start of the season for Diarra. Wanted to get some more size inside on the defensive end. DeMoy Hodge lets it fly. His three rims out. That one is touched last by Mississippi State, and Mizzou will keep it on the offensive end.
You can see the ball movement, gives up a good shot for a better shot. And again, when he's left alone, can get his feet set and he's comfortable, he's very capable.
Jeffries just 28% from three, but he does have the capability to heat up. Nick Honor out front, running the point right now for Missouri. Uses a couple of different point guards. Diarra gives it to Honor. He's picked up there by Deshaun Davis. Hodge into the high post to Kobe Brown with 2 on the shot clock. This one's off the back iron. And an offensive rebound for Missouri. Diarra and Brown, the best 2 rebounders on the team for Missouri.
They're inserted in the lineup, especially Diarra, for a reason. They got punished in the first game at Starkville.
Tough scoop by Honor. He gets it coming back in. DeAndre Golston turns down a 3, and then he has it stripped from behind by Cameron Matthews. Missouri digs it out again. It's the possession that won't end for the Tigers.
Tigers are hanging in there, getting rebounds, keeping the ball alive, giving Mississippi State a little bit of their own medicine.
That 3 is off the mark. How about another one? This time Nick Honor. 4th offensive rebound of the opening possession for Mizzou, but still no points to show for it.
Now, who's a home team? Who's a visiting team? It's kind of backwards right now.
Kobe Brown dumps it down low. Diarra, tough shot, fouled. He's got free throws coming up.
Richard, very impressed with Missouri. This is not how Missouri wants to play, but what they're doing is they're showing you, okay, if we have to, we can. Good patience, good go get it on the offensive glass, keeping it alive, getting the inside basket, opportunity for Diarra now at the line for 2.
Missouri is not a team that is known for its rebounding prowess. They gave up 22 offensive rebounds to Texas A&M, 16 offensive rebounds to Texas A&M on Saturday. Free throw is short for Mohamed Diarra. That's 56% on the year. Again, making his first start of the season. He did have 6 points and 10 rebounds against Mississippi State in Starkville in a loss earlier this year.
Played really good. Thought he came in off the bench and gave him a really good lift.
How about that? Mississippi State clears it. There were 4 offensive rebounds on that possession for Missouri, and they came away with no points, and now a foul on Diarra on the defensive end, and you get an insight right there of what Mississippi State wants to do with Tolu Smith.
This is what Tolu's good at, man. He gets his body on you. He's ahead of the game as far as getting position, and they're always looking for him.
DJ Jeffries catches off the inbound, up off the window. He's got all 5 for the Bulldogs.
Easy 2 off the block there.
You saw Chris Jans just a moment ago. First season in Starkville. What a job he's doing. Bulldogs are 18-9 overall. They started league play 1-7. Since then, they've won 6 of 7. Diarra on the track, gets all the way to the rim. How about that from Diarra?
And he got that ball outside the 3-point line, drove it all the way across. Something we haven't seen all year from Diarra.
That allows Missouri to go into their press. They love to trap. They love to turn teams over. Mississippi State, Joe, turned it over 12 times against Missouri, and that's kind of a recipe for success. Moore shoots an air ball.
First meeting, they controlled the tempo of the game.
Diarra dumps it off on the drive. How about a shot there off the window for DeMoy Hodge?
Diarra, the playmaker. I mean, it's the second time in a row the 6'10" JUCO transfer from Garden City has gotten the lane and made a play.
Today in their shoot-around, Missouri emphasized strong cuts to the basket. Said even if you don't think you're going to get the ball, you've got to make decisive cuts. Jeffries has all 5 for Mississippi State, but he turns it over. D'Moy Hodge draws the contact, has a block, but he's got free throws coming up. Jeffries was not going to give up the easy layup there.
That's what Hodge does, about as good as anybody in the country. He's got great hands. Leader, one of the leaders in the country in steals and in the SEC. One of the strengths for the Tigers is Hodge getting his hand on the ball and getting this game going up and down.
69th steal of the year for D'Moy Hodge. He is now 7 shy of the Missouri single-season record, and he ranks 7th nationally, just over 2.5 steals per game. D'Moy Hodge, part of the group of 4 players that came with Dennis Gates from Cleveland State. And 2 first-year head coaches in the SEC. See the difference also in the production of D'Moy Hodge in wins versus losses. Everything is bigger for him in games that Missouri wins.
Well, you are spot on. I mean, his score and his activity, his free throw attempts, everything. When they play well, he plays well.
After a 5-0 start for Mississippi State, Missouri has ripped off 6 in a row over the last minute. Bulldogs have gone to their bench and they brought Sean Jones in. Jones, a freshman from Houston, Texas. 3 on the way. That's a good look that won't go. Tipped around, and that's a follow for Sean Jones.
Missouri went to a zone that time. Richard Jones has been playing very well, very active as of late.
Got to be a good sign for Missouri to see Trey Gamillion on the floor. The grad transfer from Cleveland State. Missed 8 games with a groin injury. Played just 3 minutes for Missouri in their last game. We've got our first time out.
You can see Diarra, the 6'10" JUCO transfer from Garden City, showing his ability not only to play big, but to play with a little finesse. And now Jones, the freshman, active, getting to the rim, dunking it. Got a good one in Como.
It's Alabama on top of the SEC at 13-1, just a game in front of Texas A&M. And then you get into that big jumbled middle of the SEC. You see Missouri at 7-7, Mississippi State at 6-8. We're down to crunch time with just 4 games remaining in the regular season for everybody. Tennessee and Texas A&M top 25 matchup tonight at College Station. Later tonight, Georgia is at Arkansas. That game follows us here on the SEC Network. And then 4 games tomorrow night, including number 2 Alabama on the road against South Carolina. And they all seem so big right now, Joe, for Kentucky, who kind of played themselves out of the tournament field, but now they've played themselves back in. They've won 8 of their last 11 overall.
They've really righted the ship, especially on the defensive end, and have really been able to make a move in this jumbled mess that is the SEC. And anything can happen in these last 4 games. I mean, you saw right there, you win 4, you lose 4. Could be your season, good or bad.
So 1-point lead for Mississippi State off the dunk from Sean Jones. Diarra gets it to D'Moy Hodge into the lane, and he's fouled before the shot. Officiating crew tonight, Steven Anderson, Doug Schals, and Lee Cassell. You get a look at Dennis Gates, the former Cal Bear. How about this? Between Cleveland State and Missouri, 11-21 in his first year at Cleveland State, but since then, 58-27. NCAA tournament trip for Cleveland State. Very comfortable in what he does here at Missouri. He says, we play a different style than anybody in the SEC. And some of it looks a little unorthodox, but it's an analytics-driven style. D'Moy Hodge, 3 from the corner, off the mark. There's another offensive rebound, and then Kobe Brown throws it off the leg of Shaquille Moore.
Dennis Gates exudes confidence, and I think it trickles down to his players. His players play very confident, play relaxed. That's the demeanor he gives on the sideline. 3
years as a captain at Cal. D'Moy Hodge, quick trigger off the inbound, knocks out the triple. First team All-Horizon League a year ago at Cleveland State. He was also the Defensive Player of the Year.
Last 2 possessions, Missouri's dropped back kind of into a hybrid 2-3 zone.
Ooh, good looking 3 from the wing. How about Sean Jones Jr. off the bench? He's got 5 for Mississippi State. It puts the Bulldogs back in front.
Good looking young player with a nice stroke, playing with confidence.
Boy Hodge, he's got confidence. That's 2 in a row for Hodge. And Mizzou goes back in front.
Like we said earlier, if that guy gets it going, they're going to be hard to beat in this arena.
And off the make, Missouri able to press a little bit. It's not necessarily a straight trapping press. They look for opportunities within that pressure set. Here's a 3 from the corner. Mississippi State making triples. That was Eric Reed, the grad from Baton Rouge.
We got Missouri getting offensive rebounds and Mississippi State draining 3s. What is going on?
Foul there on Eric Reed.
Again, good penetration by Honor and gets a good clean look. I mean, it's like playing horse. I mean, Reed comes back, not a great 3-point shooter, but guys at the Division I level, you give them space and room, they're all more than capable.
And apparently Eric Reed's toe was on the line. They called that a 2, not a 3. That may be one they go back to the monitor and check on when we get to the next official's timeout.
Carter for Brown.
Moy Hodge already with 11 points. He's got 11 of Mizzou's 13 with 13:44 remaining in the first half. Noah Carter has come into the game for the first time for Missouri. Hodge too strong with the second. An easy rebound there for Tolu Smith. That's his second of the game.
And Tolu Smith has been unable to even get a field goal attempt early on. Missouri has so far succeeded in what they wanted to do defensively to Tolu Smith.
And remember the first meeting between these two teams, Tolu Smith had 25 points and 12 rebounds. Reed, an aggressive drive, saw the seam, had an angle, and he draws the foul. That goes against Mo Diarra, and that is his second. And that could really change the defensive game plan for Missouri.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen what he's done early in this game, and he's been playing well the last, really since the SEC season started. He's been giving them very effective minutes, although only about 15 a game. They're going to need him for more than that tonight. Don't need to be in foul trouble.
Wednesday night's college basketball doubleheader on the SEC Network and the ESPN app features Vanderbilt. Winners of 5 in a row on the road at Baton Rouge against LSU. That's at 7 Eastern, followed by Ole Miss and Auburn from Neville Arena on the Plains. Both games on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Carter pulls down the rebound. Sean East into the game for the first time tonight for Missouri. He's got the ball in his hands. Long pass ahead to Kobe Brown. His pass off the mark. He had Noah Carter cutting to the rim, but misfired.
He had him, just threw it behind him.
Hey, Sean Davis pushing the pace. Emilion got a hand on it. Davis gets it back.
Boy, he's scrappy, isn't he, Richard? He gets after him.
Matthews, bump, kicks to the corner. 3 on the way, no. And that's an offside rebound for East. Long pass ahead to Moy Hodge. Has it blocked! Sean Jones on the chase. Mizzou gets it back. East 3, no. And Mississippi State's Will McNair secures the rebound. What a play by Sean Jones.
Oh, I like it, man. I mean, these two teams are getting after it. They are playing for something tonight. Looked like an easy layup. Sean Jones doesn't quit on the play. Incredible defensive play.
I don't think DeMoy Hodge was thinking layup. He was headed for the flush. Not only does Sean Jones get the block, he avoids the foul, and he will be rewarded with a rest.
Boy, that was great minutes by that young man. Coming in, getting an offensive rebound, knocking down a 3, saving a basket.
DJ Jeffries back in for Mississippi State. Also Tyler Stevenson, grad transfer from Southern Miss, on the floor for the first time tonight. Gilmore out front, guarded by East. Shot clock at 10. Looking inside to Tolu Smith. Got Demoy Hodge battling with him. Shot clock down to 5. Jeffries, step back 3 on the way. No. And Hodge pulls down the board.
Missouri doing a great job of staying in front of their man, taking away any dribble penetration. Very small lineup for Missouri right now.
Chameleon guarded by Jeffries, gets it to Brown. Brown goes at McNair, has it blocked. Will McNair Jr. with the block. Now McNair going to step into a 3. No. Offensive rebound this time from Mississippi State. Reed pulled that one down. Shaq Moore, 3 straight on, and Mississippi State leads it by 3. Kobe Brown on the drive. He goes right at Stevenson. The foul is on Tyler Stevenson. It's on the floor before the shot. And that will take us to an official's timeout. You think the stakes are high in this one?
Boy, they are getting after it. You're seeing body blows with the shoulders. You're seeing offensive rebounds. You're seeing block shots. Getting after it here tonight a lot.
During the break, the officials went back and they looked again at Will Reed's shot from the corner. It was initially called on the floor at 2. You look at that right toe, you can see the space between, just barely, behind the line. They counted a 3. So add a point to Mississippi State's lead. Bulldogs are up 4 with 11:27 to go in the first half. Richard Cross, Joe Klein with you from Mizzou Arena in Columbia on this Tuesday night. Missouri has gone 2 minutes and 18 seconds without a point. How about the contributions for some guys that maybe you didn't expect? Sean Jones with 5 early on. Will Reed's got 4. DJ Jeffries hits his first. Doug Shouse. Thanks, Doug. He comes over, he says, 14:05 after further review, it's a 3-point shot.
But you're right. I mean, Richard, they're getting, this is why both these teams are where they are. Mississippi State's been moving up in the standings. Missouri's had a great year, continues to have a great year. They're getting it from a lot of people, especially late in the year.
Mississippi State for the season shooting 28% from behind the arc, 4 of 9 to start this game. Olsen off the inbound, gives it off to Sean East. Million playing some extended minutes early for Missouri, and that may continue as long as he's able to go. Noah Carter, that's a big 3 for Noah Carter. He was 1 of his last 14. Missouri needs him to shoot it better.
Absolutely, especially if they're going to try to play this inside-out game. Mississippi State's going to come. Mississippi State's going to dig. Some guys are going to have, like him, are going to have to knock down some shots.
Got to the arena for Mississippi State's shoot-around at 10 o'clock this morning. Before Mississippi State had their practice, Noah Carter was in the gym getting some extra work in, working on that shot. Shot clock down to 3. Shaq Moore got to hurry on the drive. That's a shot clock violation. A good defensive possession for the Missouri Tigers.
You can see Mississippi State, a team that wants to play through the post, wants to get the ball into McNair, get the ball into Tolu, having a very tough time getting penetration with the pass on offense.
Tolu Smith not on the floor right now for Mississippi State. Will McNair is the post player. He's guarding Carter right now out on the perimeter. Stevenson tips that away. Missouri trying to feed it into Kobe Brown.
Missouri in their shoot-around today talked about the switching defense of Mississippi State and how they had to recognize when Kobe had a mismatch and get the ball to him in the post.
Missouri has lost their last 2. They were one of the hottest teams in the SEC, having won 5 out of 6. But they lost to Auburn middle of the week last week, and then a tough home loss to Texas A&M. Bulldogs, on the other hand, have won 6 of 7 and a 5-game winning streak snapped by Kentucky at home last Wednesday night. Bounced back with a overtime win over Ole Miss on the road, rivalry game. And Chris Jans told us that was one it didn't matter how. You just had to find a way to win, and they were able to do that.
Said it wasn't very pretty, was it? All wins are pretty, though, at this time of year.
Kobe Brown can't get the roll. Here's DJ Jeffries, loses the handle. A couple of turnovers for Jeffries in the game. Kobe Brown. Jeffries thought he picked his pocket, but he's called for the reach in. That's 2 on DJ Jeffries. 9:36 left in the first half.
And again, that turnover is just the fact that Missouri, whether you know it or not, speeds you up a little bit. Gets you going a little faster than you want. Maybe trying to get a little too cute with the ball at the half court and you lose it. And now you're playing their tempo, their style of game. And sometimes it can result in some miscues that are not really forced.
And you saw that note there, almost +6 in turnover margin. That's 3rd best in the entire country. Skip pass. Golston thought about it, then decided to let it fly. Missouri gets the offensive rebound. Chameleon gives it to Carter. Now East. Golston on the drive. Kobe Brown from the corner. Got the 3.
Boy, I like the toughness of Missouri tonight, especially on the offensive glass. They are really, really scrapping and getting after it.
Tigers back in front. We've already had 7 lead changes. Missouri on a 6-0 run. They've got 7 offensive rebounds in this first half. Deshaun Davis, tough drive, and he finishes at the rim. We're knotted at 19.
Just seeing tough plays at both ends of the floor, driving it, rebounding it, playing for something.
Carter posting inside. Size advantage, and Carter able to body up Shaquille Moore and get the bucket.
Now, they specifically talked about getting the ball to Kobe today, but on the switches, but it was a message that was sent to everybody. Read the mismatch, post the guy up if you have an advantage.
Shaq Moore, 3 is short. It's tipped around and Missouri clears it. And they want to run. Golston into the lane, scoops, and he's called for the offensive foul.
Young fella again, Richard.
DeAndre Golston picks up his first foul. Mississippi State basketball. When we come back, 7:56 left in half number 1. Traffic, and he's trying to dump it off to Tolu Smith, who has still not scored. In fact, Tolu Smith does not have a shot attempt tonight. 4th turnover by Mississippi State.
They spent 30 minutes of their shooter on today. And guess who was the focus? Number 1.
Well, if he's not, you would question what film Missouri had watched.
Yes, absolutely.
But the defensive game plan has been sound so far for the Tigers. Golston working down. He has it stripped by Davis. So Deshaun Davis with the steal. Jones into the lane, and he is fouled. Oh, no, they'll say jump ball. And possession arrow to Missouri.
Great job by Missouri there. It looked like he had a sliver. Had a great place to go, but just good job getting back, transition D, walling it up, getting a hand on the ball.
Joe, so often those plays look so incredibly awkward, but if you go back and watch, you saw the first thing Demoy Hodge got his hand on was the ball, and he kind of stalemated right there, and then you got kind of the arms flailing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just incredible to get back and then have the wherewithal to find the ball after you get back. I love Kobe Brown when they get him the ball right there at the elbow, top of the key.
Straight on 3, Kobe Brown, no, tipped out, touched last by Mizzou. The Bulldogs have got it, headed the other way, trailing by 2.
It's a much smaller lineup for Missouri. You got Carter guarding Tolu Smith. Tolu has a huge size advantage. Look for a little screen-on-screen, cross-screen action. Trying to dump it high-low down to Tolu.
A little over 2 minutes without a point for Mississippi State. From the corner, there's an offensive rebound for Tolu Smith. Deshaun Davis into the corner. 3 is good. What a good-looking shot there from Eric Reed.
Boy, just hats off to him. The struggles he had earlier in this SEC season where he was just abysmal from three, to stick with it and to be a knockdown shooter. Hats off to him.
This time Mississippi State gets the stop on the defensive end. Cam Matthews gets to the elbow, dumps it down low to Smith. He kicks it out, still does not have a shot attempt.
4 guys wrong.
Dumped off, Reed on the drive, has it blocked by Hodge. Ahead, Kobe Brown had to wait on it. This time he clutches it.
Well, in the first game, they did a terrible job of protecting the rim. Not tonight. It's hard to get anything at the rim tonight.
Matthews stops, kicks it out from the corner. Reed, he got another one? No. Tipped up around by Tolu Smith. Couldn't get it to go. Golston. Carter.
Boy, they are jamming that little on big screen. That guard is sticking in there. Baseline move, and again, in shoot-around today, they talked over and over, don't let him spin baseline, but again, a good job initially, but you can't let him go baseline.
First points of the game for Tolu Smith. Quick answer on the other end from Missouri and Noah Carter. Missouri takes a timeout with 4:25 to play in the first half. Tigers in front by a point. We'll take the timeout on the floor as well.
You can
Boy
see
Hodge with a block.
Nowhere to go. Protecting that rim. Slamming it home.
All right, guys. Dari, Patrick, Pat, we'll see you coming up at halftime. We'll update what's going on between Tennessee and A&M. Road team, quick start. Let's just say that also first half weekly honors in women's basketball, but how about what we've seen to this point here?
Both teams competing really well from the three-point line.
Contrasting styles. Big Joe Klein, in your experience, is it easy to slow a team down or speed them up?
What you got, Big Joe Klein?
Wow, questions from Pat Bradley. Intelligent questions to boot.
So what's the answer? Is it easier to
I'm
speed a
thinking,
team
I'm
up?
thinking.
You're stalling or slow them down?
I think in this day and age, with all the guys that can handle the ball, your forwards are like guards, and you can put 4 or 5 ball handlers. I think it's harder to slow a team down because I think you can get the ball to so many different areas. You can press. You have a shot clock. I think it's definitely harder to slow somebody down.
Did Pat Bradley just get an assist? I thought all he did was shoot.
He's a giver. He is a giver.
25-24, Missouri leading it by a point over Mississippi State with 4:25 to play in this first half. Tolu Smith out front. It's Diarra back into the game, playing with 2 fouls. Inside, turnaround short, and Mississippi State comes up with the offensive rebound. Bulldogs content to reset. Now from the corner, Stevenson, no. How about another one? It's 2 offensive rebounds this trip for the Bulldogs. Moore trying to dump it off, and he turned it over. He had a lane to take it himself.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to make that play tonight with all the attention that Tolu's getting. I mean, they're going to have to shoot some pull-ups, some floaters. They're not going to leave Tolu.
Got a number to keep an eye on for Missouri with 3.5 minutes until the half. Golston overshoots that. That number is 34. When scoring 34 or more in the first half, Missouri is 19-1 this season. They are 0-7 when held under 34 points in the first half. And Connor cut off. DeMoy Hodge trying to get him closer to 34, and he missed. Big shot there from Moore, Shaquille Moore.
I mean, I can just tell you, if you would have told me coming into this game with almost 3 minutes ago in the first half, Mississippi State would have attempted 15 threes and be up 2.
And made 6 of them.
I'd have told you you're crazy.
Demoy Hodge had to gather it, gets it up off the window. Able to sneak it right over Stevenson. 13 points in the first half for Demoy Hodge from Missouri.
But in getting back to Pat Bradley's question, probably the team that's as good as anybody in country in slowing teams down is Mississippi State.
Chris Jan's team hangs its hat on its defense. Nice, good pass. Reed got it off the window. What a first half for Eric Reed. 9 points on 3 of 6 shooting.
He and Sean Jones are just giving them a lift that's incredibly needed off the bench.
Lava Diarra off the mark with the 3. Cam Matthews pushes the pace. Hands it off. Steele Moore has it stolen by Kobe Brown.
Good job by Diarra denying the post and fronting Tolu.
Kobe Brown gets the screen, kicks to the corner, extra pass. Hodge with the ball fake, dumps it off. Kobe Brown with the jam.
Great job by Missouri, spreading them out, driving, finding the lanes. Great pass by Hodge.
12 first half ties between Missouri and Mississippi State. 29 apiece with 80 seconds left in this first half.
And again, you can see you got multiple guys driving, spreading them out. You got 2 guys. You got Kobe here. You got Diarra on the other side. You will allow penetration like that, nothing good's going to happen.
Got another full slate of women's games to cap off the regular season on Sunday. Featured game will be in Baton Rouge. Mississippi State taking on number 5 LSU. That one is at 6 Eastern. And it's available on the SEC Network and the ESPN app.
I'm sorry.
Is that your buddy? Pictures with the Missouri mascot. Those are your standings on the women's side of things. South Carolina, longest winning streak in the country. They survived on Sunday in Oxford against Ole Miss. Took overtime, but they got the win. Top 4 in the SEC get double byes in the SEC women's basketball tournament. Deshaun Davis guarded by Demoy Hodge. Tolu Smith just 2 points in this first half. There's a lob inside. The double comes immediately. He's trying to muscle his way up. How about that move by Tolu Smith? That's a man's play.
And that's what he does. He takes his time. He doesn't panic. He pivots. He gets those big shoulders on you, moves you out of the way, can finish right-handed or left-handed.
Off the glass, tied at 31. Nick Honor with the bucket. First points of the game for Nick Honor. Mississippi State looking for a quad 1 road win. They've already gone to a difficult environment in Fayetteville a week and a half ago and pulled out a victory over the Razorbacks, trying to do so tonight. 3 seconds different, shot clock and game clock. Down to 5 to shoot. Deshaun Davis, guarded by Diarra, pulls up, contested 3. He was hit on the arm, and Davis has 3 free throws coming up. And that is foul number 3 on Mo Diarra with just 5 seconds left in the half.
They took the clock down knowing that Missouri's going to switch it, and they switch the big, and he gets out there in unfamiliar territory. Gets him on the forearm, apparently.
And Deshaun Davis at the free throw line. 70% on the year. Hasn't been there much. Only 20 attempts prior to tonight. He's made 14 of them. He gives Mississippi State a lead with 5.3 to play in the half. Look at that over the last 3 games. How about this from Deshaun Davis? He had 12 points against Ole Miss in the overtime win on Saturday. Joe, 10 of those 12 points came in the last 4 minutes of regulation and the overtime period. He had 2 made field goals in the last 4 minutes, 2 made field goals, and 2 free throws in overtime.
That's like struggling all year in your class and acing the exam, the final. Better late than never.
Mississippi State by 4. Missouri trying to get points before the break. East, shot clock, game clock winding down. Kicks it off. Carter, 3 on the way. Cannot bank it home. Will Missouri, for the first time this year, come from behind and win when scoring less than 34.5? We'll have to see. D'Moy Hodge, 13 points in the first half on 4 of 8 shooting. Bulldogs trying to get one on the road. They lead at 34-31. Halftime in Columbia. Let's send you to the studio. Here's Dari Noka.
All right, guys, thank you much. I got Patrick Young. I got Pat Bradley. Let's go to College Station, shall we? Tennessee on the road at Texas A&M. 2 ranked teams. A&M second in the league, 12-2 conference mark coming in. Tennessee's lost 3 of their last 4, 4 of their last 6. Jonas Aidoo, what a start for Aidoo. 6 points, 5 rebounds in the early going. Then Julius Marble got a little range.
Created by Tyrese Radford, coming tight off that screen, finding his man for a jump shot.
Santiago Vescovi, a tough 3, but how about Toby Awaka there for the rebound? Awaka, 2 points, 3 rebounds for him. Tennessee, nice quick start on the road. Aggies have tried to close the gap. They have a bit. They're down by 4 right now. Wade Taylor, the 4th, 13 of A&M's 20 points so far. Outside of that, let's put it this way. He's got 13. Julius Marble has 7. Nobody else has a single point, and they're down by 4. We'll keep an eye on what's going on there. But, guys, how about that? Mississippi State is without question surging. Joe Lenardi's got them last 4 in. It doesn't look like a team that's going to end last 4 in. They continue to drive. Why have they – what led to their first half that they had here to have a lead in a difficult place to play against Missouri?
Well, what's so impressive is the pace in which Mississippi State is playing. And you wouldn't believe that this is a team that coming into the season wasn't projected to be high on the three-point percentage list, but they're shooting the ball with confidence. Reed has 9. He's knocked down 2 3-pointers thus far. And crazy part is Tolu Smith, he just scored his 4th point there in the last minute of the first half. A guy who's been so dominant in this season so far.
You know, Patrick, it's when Missouri plays that up tempo. Okay, they're gonna give you opportunities to shoot some threes. And I think that because they're so fast, the speed of Missouri and their defense is not allowing Mississippi State to set up a traditional play, half-court offense, and get it to Tolu. But what they are able to do is get Shaq Moore in transition to get up some shots. So that's going to be interesting to see if Mississippi State can slow it down in half-court offense like they like to do.
I'd like to see a little bit more attacking of the paint. For the game so far, only 8 free throws in the entirety of the game so far. We'd love to see someone attacking more and get to the foul line.
It was a couple of weeks ago. Missouri had about a 4-game stretch where they shot almost 50% from 3. They've lost 2 games in a row, and they're down in this one, and they're just not shooting as well. Is that just something that kind of, as you're saying, it just kind of comes and goes? Are defenses playing them differently?
I think it comes and goes. What I like about their offense, what they're doing now, and we know it's an equal opportunity offense. 5 guys can be around the three-point line, pass, shoot, and dribble. They are now posting up Shaq Moore in the smaller Mississippi State guards. Yeah,
it only makes the most sense. Post up the smallest guy.
Look for the mismatch, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a good second half. First half, interesting, entertaining. 3-point lead for the road team Bulldogs. Kobe Brown, though, he does have 7 for the home team after the big-time swat by D'Moy Hodge ends up in the hands of 2-4 for the throwdown. Though it's State by 3. Ole Miss, they all got to be wins for those Tigers right now. Sean Jones saw the great block. How about the 3 ball? Second half is next.
Back at Mizzou Arena in Columbia, just about time for the start of the second half. 34-31, Mississippi State looking for a 4th SEC road win tonight in Columbia. Alongside Joe Klein, I'm Richard Cross. We talked from the outset about the stakes being high in this one. Two teams that are headed for March Madness, trying to solidify their resume. The first 20 minutes of action, these two teams went after each other.
Boy, they really have, and they're both getting on the glass. They're both attacking the paint. They're both being pests to the ball handler, creating steals and turnover opportunities. But the pace is Mississippi State's pace, and it's going to be interesting to see if Missouri can rev this thing up and get it going to their liking. And they're going to need this guy, Kobe, to keep doing what he's doing, inside, outside, again, showing his versatility, his power inside. But two guys coming off the bench from Mississippi State, Sean Jones and Eric Reed, have given them a much-needed lift. They're taking away Tolu Smith, so opportunities have presented themselves, and those two guys have knocked down some shots and made some plays for the Bulldogs.
D'Moy Hodge led all scorers in this game. He had 13 points in the first half. 6 different Mississippi State players scored. Look at that, 6 ties, 12 lead changes. Mississippi State with 6 made 2-point shots and 6 made 3-point shots in the first half. Then Missouri doing a great job in terms of distributing the basketball with those assists in half number 1. Mississippi State sitting at 43 in the net, looking for a quad 1 road win. It would be their 4th of the season. Missouri trying to pick up another solid win. They do not have a quad 2, 3, or 4 loss. Joe Lunardi currently has Missouri projected as a 9 seed. Both of these teams with a win would feel a whole lot more comfortable about their March Madness chances. Mississippi State basketball to start the second half. Worth remembering that Mohamed Diarra, who got his first start of the season, picked up his 3rd foul with 5 seconds remaining. So he is playing with 3 fouls to start this second half. Tolu Smith, you know Mississippi State wants to get him involved. He had it stripped. It's tipped around inside. That's touched last by Smith. And it's going to be Missouri basketball headed the other way.
Richard, Diarra's got to really play with his feet, not his hands, and he's got to really get position on Tolu Smith and not let Tolu Smith get position on him.
Joe, you've been in this position before as a big man. That's a physical spot on the floor. How do you balance, as Missouri turns it over, being aggressive, not being passive, but also being careful not to pick up that 4th foul early?
Well, you got to know when he's got you. If Tolu Smith has got you and he's gonna score, he's got you pinned. Don't try and be a hero and try to make a play that you can't make. Try to make it difficult, but if he's gonna get 2, sometimes you got to let him have it.
Here's Tolu Smith going right at Diarra, and Diarra defended that well.
Moving his feet, showing his hands.
Golston nearly turned it over. That one's tapped away by Shaquille Moore.
Again, as a coach, you're always saying, hands up, fingers up. You don't want anything moving forward. You don't want anything coming down if you're big, especially with 3 fouls. Make him go over the top.
D'Moy Hodge, quick release, and he's got it. 3rd 3 of the game for D'Moy Hodge, and he's got 16 points, and we are tied at 34.
Boy, he looks comfortable. I mean, he looks really comfortable.
DJ Jeffries. Jeffries, good shot fake. Extra pass, 3 all the way. That one is off the mark. Won't go for Deshaun Davis. And it's Tigers basketball.
No penetration by the Bulldogs off the dribble. No penetration with the pass into the post. That's how Missouri wants to play it.
25-12 back on February 4th in Starkville. You told me, Joe, that the difference in Missouri's shoot-around, their last pregame practice from when you did that game in Starkville today could not have been more different.
Yeah, they were very detailed in what they wanted to do defensively with Tolu Smith.
State gets the steal on the follow, the foul before the shot, so the basket will not count for DJ Jeffries. But that's a blocking foul on D'Moy Hodge, his first of the game.
again, this guy right here, you bump him, you're going the other way. Because Cameron Smith is a horse coming down the lane and in the open floor. Cameron Matthews.
There you go.
Thank you.
6'7", 225.
I was intimidated by his size. I was worried that was me he was coming at in the open floor, because this guy, I always say it at every game, when if you're guarding Cameron Matthews and you don't know where he is, go to the rim because he's coming. He's either coming for a board or he's driving it.
Had a paper airplane come on the floor, so I don't think Doug Shows was amused by that. You saw Cam Matthews, 17 points on Saturday on the road against Mississippi State on 5 of 7 shooting.
Talking to Coach Chris Jans, he talked about how they're playing off of him, but he's really gotten to where offensively he doesn't let defensive players do that. When he gets it, he attacks it, and he's making plays off the dribble with the pass, getting into the lane and attacking the sagging defender defensively.
First 2 points of the night for Cam Matthews. First 2 points of the night for Mississippi State off of a Missouri turnover. Gamillion trying for the reverse layup, and he's fouled by Tolu Smith. It's the second on Smith. So Trey Gamillion is at the free throw line. He missed 7 games with a groin injury. Returned on Saturday against Texas A&M. He played just under 3 minutes and did not have a point. Minutes have been way up tonight for Gamillion. Played 10 minutes in the first half, and he makes his first free throw. Friday Night Heights returns with a can't-miss gymnastics triple header with all 6 teams in the top 20 at 6 Eastern. It's number 12 Kentucky, number 2 Florida, followed by Georgia and Auburn, then number 15 Missouri, and number 17 Arkansas. It's all the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Well, Missouri coming off a big meet on Sunday. They defeated Auburn just across the street here at the Hearn Center. Jocelyn Moore had a perfect 10 on the vault in that win for Missouri over Auburn. They had a little over 6,000, largest crowd ever for a gymnastics meet here at the University of Missouri. Missouri has gone to the bench with a seldom used player. This ball knocked away and touched last by Mississippi State. Maybor Majak has come into the game. Just the 7th time that he has played this year. 7'2", 245 pounds. He came with Dennis Gates from Cleveland State. He's originally from the Sudan. Trying to get a little more size. He's going to have to work against Tolu Smith. That 3 is short, and Jeffries clears the rebound. Jeffries. Inside, Tolu Smith. Excuse me, not Tolu Smith. That is Cameron Matthews. The interior jam, and Bulldog, Mississippi State goes up 2.
Good patience by the Bulldogs. Just kept working it till they got what they wanted. Got a nice little penetration and dump off. Matthews strong.
Kobe Brent a little out of control on the drive that time. I think he was looking for more contact than he actually got. Sean Davis, extra pass into the corner, but Moore was not ready to pull the trigger. Gets it back. This time he does. Rims out. Nick Connor, long pass ahead to Gamillion.
Millions like a coach on the floor for Gates. Just very cerebral, smart player.
Steal there for Jeffries. It's a 3-on-2. Lays it off to Moore. High off the glass. Shaquille Moore with the bucket for Mississippi State. And the Dogs lead by 4.
They don't run all the time, but when they do, they're effective.
Hodge on the drive. Davis going to be called for the foul. And that will take us to an official's timeout. No field goals made for Missouri in the last 3 minutes. Cam Matthews, big flush down low. Bulldogs trying to get one on the road in the SEC.
Yeah, the defense has been all over Tolu tonight. You can see the priority is keeping them in front, not letting them get position. They're fronting him. Got 2 guys paying attention to him. Even when they switch, Chameleon, they're going to front. They're going to make you throw over the top. They switch back. Now Chameleon's got the lob over the top. They're fronting him, just making it very, very difficult for him to get any kind of touches in the half court.
And it's not like Mississippi State has not been trying to get the ball. They have worked really hard to get it to Tolu Smith. Averaging 15 a game, just 4 points. He absolutely was circled and highlighted and underlined on the scouting report for Missouri defensively.
I like how he's, kept his composure. Sometimes guys, when they're used to getting touches and scoring and being able to really rack up the stats, when something like this happens, you can see some frustration set in, some fouls, some miscues. He's kept his head really good.
Well, tipped as it was coming in, and Mississippi State gets the steal. Jeffries on the breakaway, lays it up with the left hand. How about the body control by Jeffries with 2 defenders closing in on him?
He's an athlete, and all these guys from Mississippi State are strong and athletic and active, and they showed it on that baseline out of bounds right there.
Nick Connor, guarded by McNair. Gamillion from the elbow, got it. A little bit of a floater there by Trey Gamillion.
Nice read by Gamillion to see the guy running at him and rip it, take it left and pull up before he got into the bigs.
Davis trying to answer with a floater off the window. Too strong. Missouri down 4. These Missouri Tigers can score in a hurry, especially in this building. Gamillion kicks it out. Moy Hodge, quick trigger, no. Gamillion with an offensive rebound, dumps it off. Hodge on the cutter. Ajak with a rebound, and he throws it to Joe Klein. You wanted to shoot that so bad.
That was a great pass. I was ready.
14:02 remaining. It's great action. There you go. Good hands. Good hands for the big man.
I am.
I mean, you ought to be able to catch. I mean, your hands are the size of baseball gloves.
Come on. I'm ready. Give me the ball. I'm open. Posting it. See me? Look at this.
Yeah, I'm just going straight to the ribcage, though. Look at that, a 45% shooter for your career. How many made threes, though?
Well, the only reason I know this is because Pat Bradley gives me a hard time. I made 13.
Did you?
Yes.
In the NBA?
Yes.
Were those all like late shot clock situations, or those sets?
Game winners, Richard.
Of course they were. All of them. Turnover. Missouri gets the steal. Gamillion finds Hodge on the wing. Inside to Gamillion, left hand, no. McNair with a strong rebound. Had 3 white jerseys around him and just ripped it away.
Missouri's trying to attack that rim, and Mississippi State's just crowding it, not letting it happen.
Carter guarding the ball. Moore. It's to Jeffries. McNair feeds it in and turns it over. Missouri trying to capitalize, though, off the turnover. Chameleon on the drive, off the glass, and one. You can see the confidence of Trey Chameleon just growing with each possession in this game.
You just like how he reads it. He sees the ball reversal, the defense is shifting and not down. He rips it and attacks, and again uses that left shoulder, which is something that all young players should really watch when a guy like that goes in. You don't have to extend that forearm, but if you can get that shoulder on him, you can create a lot of space.
DJ Jeffries going to the bench for Mississippi State. Sean Jones coming back in.
He's just a smart, heady player, Chameleon is. I mean, he just, like I said earlier, he's almost a coach on the floor for Dennis Gates. I mean, he's a calming influence. He makes the right read, makes the right plays, tough as nails. They got to be just ecstatic to have him back for these last four.
Mo Diarra back into the game for Missouri. So Majok gives Mizzou some good minutes. Chameleon off the mark with the free throw. So still a 2-point game. McNair into the front court. And boom. It was knocked away, but right into the hands of Shaquille Moore, and he goes straight to the rim and draws a foul.
Well, it was almost a turnover right here in front of us when McNair dribbled across half court and picked it up. But he was able to get the ball to Moore, and Moore surveyed the situation, saw the lane, and just made a nice, hard, strong drive.
And that's Mo Diarra's fourth foul with 12:53 to play.
You hate it that you get it like that. Again, those are the ones where you got to be careful. A guy's coming right at you. I mean, the advantage goes to the offensive player, as you know, Richard, 9 times out of 10 when there's contact. So you got to really, really show your hands, make sure you go vertical, make it as tough as you can without getting that foul.
Moore makes 1 of 2. It's a 3-point game. Sean East in the game running the point.
Mississippi State's showing a little different look into the gone zone for a little bit.
And that's a tie-up, a jump ball. Possession will stay with Missouri. But another heady play by Sean Jones. He has given Chris Jans at Mississippi State great minutes tonight. 5 points in 10 minutes. He's just been active.
Well, great job by Missouri getting it to the free throw line, getting it to the sweet spot versus the zone. But when the ball goes there, if you're Carter, you got to go to work. You got to square up, pass it, shoot it, drive it. You hold it, people are going to get their hands on it.
Nick Honor back in for Missouri. Trying to lob it in. It's swatted away, and Moore is able to run it down. A tightrope on the sideline. He dumps it off. Reed left it short, tipped around. Missouri comes away with it. Ahead to Honor. Transition 3 on the way. Halfway down, and it kicked out.
How did that stay out? It looked good the whole way.
Moore guarded by East tightly. McNair has it knocked away by Brown, but he got it back.
McNair's got to tighten up his passing. He's being a little loose with the ball.
Inside, McNair fouled by Kobe Brown.
That's how you foul somebody right there. Oh, I like it, man.
We're going to take a timeout. 43-40, Mississippi State leading it over Missouri. Help people air. 2 guys tonight coaching in their first year in the SEC who both have an argument for SEC Coach of the Year. Dennis Gates, 3rd most wins in a rookie season at the University of Missouri. Chris Jans trying to get Mississippi State back to the NCAA tournament. He's got the Bulldogs with a 43 net ranking right now, 18-9 overall, 6-8 in the SEC. Joe, we talked with Chris Jans today about kind of the mindset of his team throughout the year. They had the great start, climbed back into the top 25, and then they just ran into a buzzsaw at the start of league play. They had 2 games against Tennessee, 2 games against Alabama, road game against Auburn. But he was able to get his team to kind of stay focused in the moment, and he told them the schedule is going to get easier.
Yeah, Richard, I mean, their first 8 conference games were the toughest schedule in the SEC, and they weathered the storm, and they stayed together, and they stayed confident in what they were doing. They stayed positive in what they were doing, and they finally started to get a little bit of break in their opponents. Some things started going their way. The confidence started building. They've really, really flipped the script.
Will McNair Jr. at the free throw line. He's got a couple, and he makes the first. There you get a look at Dennis Gates again in his first season. How about these watch list players? Naismith, National Coach of the Year. Dennis Gates on that list. Shaquille Moore, Defensive Player of the Year from Mississippi State. It's been an interesting year in the SEC. Alabama has kind of been in front all the way, but you look up and it's only a 1-game lead over Texas A&M with 4 to play.
I think they're just rolling through the conference,
and a Texas A&M team, Joe, that was 6-5 at the Christmas break.
Yeah. I mean, they just now have gotten into the conversation of being in the tournament, and they're 10-2 in the league.
Sean Davis guarded by Gamillion. That's blocked by Carter. He was helping on the play, got the block. Hilton throws the lob. Kobe Brown with the jam on the alley-oop.
That's a great finish by Brown, but Gamillion with his on-ball defense and then his ability to get the ball out of the pack and get it up the floor created that play.
Mizzou Arena, maybe for the first time tonight, has really come to life. Missouri looking for a stop on the defensive end. Sean Davis surveys and dumps it down low to McNair. He's doubled. That's a jump ball. Bulldogs will keep it on the offensive end on the alternate possession.
Now McNair's got to know that that double team is coming, but again, just a great push. This is how Missouri wants to play. They want to disrupt you defensively, get deflections, get tie-ups, and then they want to push and take it to the rim.
That ball tipped by Carter. McNair trapped in the corner. He stepped on the sideline. That's a turnover. And they just turned the volume up a little more inside Mizzou Arena.
Both teams struggling with baseline out-of-bounds plays. We've seen steals multiple times tonight. We'll see how it turns out moving forward, but it's something that both teams are going to have to clean up down the stretch.
Carter inside. Kobe Brown, we're tied once again. 44 apiece.
And that's how you break the press. Pass it up the floor, hit the man cutting to the middle for an easy 2.
Mississippi State going to take a timeout. Chris Jans, he just wants to settle his guys down.
Yeah, the field's not good. You can feel it coming. Good timeout by Chris Jans because this Tiger team is feeling it and they're bringing it.
44 apiece, and here comes Mr. Brightside at Mizzou Arena. Mizzou Arena on fire tonight in Columbia. A tie game with 10:05 to play. The stakes tonight huge for these two teams. Looking for a huge win. Time for our Mayhem Moment. Brought to you by Allstate. Starts on the defensive end, Joe.
Yeah, love the on-ball defense by Gamillion, the block by Carter, and the push by Honor. Just a team that's in sync when they're playing at this kind of pace with this kind of hectic defensive intensity.
This Mississippi State team, you get a look at Kobe Brown's numbers tonight, 11 points. He's gone double digits in 15 of the last 16 games. So you think about this environment and how big it is. Mississippi State really kind of turned things around when they went to Tuscaloosa. They lost that game, but they lost it by 3 in a big-time environment. They won on the road against South Carolina. They won on the road at a packed house in Fayetteville. And then this past Saturday, they won on the road. A little less environment, but a rivalry game against Mississippi State. The big stage has not been too big for the Bulldogs, even on the road.
They've showed grit. I mean, they've showed that they can go in when there's a lot on the line and play some high-stakes defense. And now they're showing that they can make shots and turn it up a notch offensively.
Joe Lunardi says last 4 in. Currently Mississippi State as an 11 seed. A win tonight bumped them out of that last 4 in category with a quad 1 victory on the road. 5 to shoot. Tolu Smith guarded by Carter. Kicks it out. Jeffries open 3, air ball. Shot clock violation.
And they got to get into that offensive post play a lot sooner. They gave it to Tolu Smith too late in the clock, and then when he kicks it out with 2 seconds left, DJ Jeffries is in a hurry, and when he's in a hurry, he's not going to be an effective 3-point shooter.
Kobe Brown guarded by Jeffries. Working his way down low. Strong move and a foul on DJ Jeffries. That's his 3rd.
That's straight bully ball right there. That's just straight up. We're going to dribble it over. We're giving it to our dude. Good luck. Better send some help.
So free throws coming up for Kobe Brown. He's a 78% shooter on the year. Tonight, his 116th career college game. Kobe Brown this season has seen his field goal percentage go up 11 percentage points, 56.9% this year. And you look at his scoring year by year, 6 as a freshman, 8 as a sophomore, 12.5 last year, and he's at 16.5 points per game this season.
And what a rush it's got to be for this young man to be playing in front of these kind of crowds after the first 3 years that he endured where, let's just be honest, the interest wasn't, the interest wasn't there.
But it is absolutely here this season in year 1 for Dennis Gates at Missouri. Tigers back in front, up a pair. Mississippi State looking for a basket. Over 2.5 minutes without a point. They've turned it over 3 times in the last 2.5 minutes. Deshaun Davis into the corner, open 3. Jeffries, no. Had a great look that time.
And you just got to kind of wonder, Richard. I mean, they're shooting a lot of threes. They've been hanging in there making threes in the first half. They're not a volume shooting 3 team. Is it going to catch up with them?
There's an air ball by Kobe Brown. Grabbed by Eric Reed. Matthews ahead, 3 on the way. Deshaun Davis, no. That's touched last. It's off the back of Matthews, and so it's Mizzou basketball going the other way.
I really think in this next offensive possession, Mississippi State has got to get something in the paint, going to the rim, get to the free throw line. They are not going to win this game shooting 3 after 3 after 3.
0-4 in the second half for Mississippi State from behind the arc. So how do you force the issue with Tolu Smith?
Well, you got to play through. I mean, I think if you can get the ball to him earlier in the shot.
Inside, there it is. Tolu Smith gets the bucket and a chance for a 3-point play, and once again we're tied at 46.
We saw that Missouri go over this time and time again in shoot around today. You got to jam him with the guard. You can't let him catch it right there. They set a little pick to roll him down in there. You got to jam it up with the picker and then let the defender get there. Nobody was there. Easy 2.
That was on Kobe Brown, his second. Tolu Smith, who has had an up and down year at the free throw line. There are times where it has been an absolute struggle, but he has shot free throws better as of late. Finishes off the three-point play and puts Mississippi State back in front. 10 ties, 14 lead changes. Honor looking inside. Brown working against Matthews. Bodies in, can't get it to go, but tips it back up and in. And now Brown has a chance for a three-point play.
Okay, you're going to go to your big guy in the post? All right, we're going to go to ours. And he delivers with a three-point play opportunity.
That is the third on Tolu Smith. It is a 1-point Missouri lead with 7:41 to go. Kobe Brown with a chance for a three-point play when we come back.
A&M, the Aggies, this game has been close throughout. Santiago Vescovi puts in the three. One of two he's hit on the night. It's a 1-point game. Look at a little pick and roll. Julius Marble strong to the hoop. The Aggies lead it by 5, looking for a 6th straight win.
All right, Dari, that's another building in the SEC that has come to life this year. They have packed it out at Reed Arena. This is currently what Joe Lunardi's got for the SEC. 8 teams in. Alabama is a 1 seed. Tennessee is a 3. A&M is a 7 and moving up. Kentucky is an 8. Arkansas and Auburn and Missouri all as 9 seeds. Mississippi State currently last 4 in, an 11 seed, but that is in. A lot of basketball still to be played over the next 3 weeks.
Well, we're going to have some good games, aren't we, Richard? I mean, we're going to have games like this where there's a lot on the stake for both teams. Kind of elimination feel, playoff feel, a lot of intensity. I love it.
These are the guys we talked about at the top of the show tonight. Tolu Smith, 7.6 rebounds. He has had to work hard for those 7 points. Kobe Brown, 15 points and a chance for number 16 as he steps to the free throw line coming out of this timeout. See the contrast in styles between these two. Mississippi State's defense, Missouri's offense.
They've both kind of taken a little page out of each other's playbook tonight, though. I think Missouri's been much more physical, rebounded the ball better, been a very efficient half-court team. Mississippi State's knocked down some threes, did some good things in transition.
You see the numbers. Defensively, Mississippi State giving up 59, just 39%, 30% from behind the arc, and Missouri scoring a little better than 80 per game. Mississippi State, Tolu Smith, spin move, lays it up, and he missed it. Finger roll wouldn't go. And Diarra back into the game, pulls down a rebound. Remember, Mo Diarra playing with 4 fouls. Missouri takes a timeout. A lot of time left, 7:19 to go, but I think Dennis Gates seeing the value of every single trip down the floor right now. Is that a timeout, Joe, where based on personnel he wants to draw something up specifically?
Yeah, he's seen something that he likes in a half-court set. You gotta wonder if Chris Jans will come out in the zone now, maybe to say, hey, we're going to just one time down. They're obviously seeing something they want to try. Let's mix it up on them defensively.
Southern Hoops, a history of SEC basketball, continues with part 5 of the 7-part documentary In the 90s. Dawn Staley caps her amazing college playing career at Virginia. Arkansas joins the SEC, and Nolan Richardson's 40 Minutes of Hell has an immediate impact. Rick Pitino leads Kentucky back to prominence. Pat Summitt kept it rolling. Best decade ever. 3 straight national titles. It all continues on Monday night at 9 Eastern, 8 Central on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Missouri by 2 with the ball. Closing in on the 7-minute mark. Sean East. Started by Jeffries. 5 to shoot. Honor into the lane, and he's fouled on the drive. And on the floor or on the shot? It was on the shot, so free throws coming for Nick Honor as Tayshaun Davis picks up his 3rd.
Just a great job by Mississippi State until right here at the end. It gets that shoulder by him and gets in there. Boy, I don't know. I didn't see a lot there. Seen a lot more.
It's been a physical game tonight.
Yeah. But a good job by Honor putting the pressure defensively on the officials and on Mississippi State to make a play.
Well, that's what you want from point guard. 19 straight games where he's either had the same number of assists or more assists than turnovers. What you're supposed to do at that spot. Doesn't always work that way.
Works that way for usually the teams that got a good record.
Matthews guarded by Hodge. Drives in. Matthews kicks it to the corner. Extra pass. Reed. Three. On the way. No. Offensive rebound and a follow by Cam Matthews. Now Missouri off and running.
Strong young man right there.
Honor on the drive. Dumps it off. Diarra had it blocked, but a foul. Matthews thought he had a clean block, ripped it away, but too much contact. Picks up his first foul. That's number 7 on Mississippi State, so free throws the rest of the way for Missouri.
And again, you just like this. I'm bigger. A lot of switching going on. You got Hodge down there trying to block out Matthews. And then just, again, Honor doing a great job at getting in the lane, reading it, dumping it off.
Diarra makes the first free throw. Diarra's played 15 minutes tonight, and honestly, it would be more than that if not for the foul trouble that he has had.
It's going to be interesting down the stretch to see if they try to maybe platoon him a little bit to try to keep him from fouling out of this game with 4 fouls right as we speak.
Makes 1 of 2 at the line, so the lead for Missouri is 3 with 6:20 to play. Richard Cross, Joe Klein with you from Mizzou Arena in Como. Matthews downhill, off the glass. Yes, 1-point game for Cam Matthews with a strong move, and he's trying to kind of take over late for Mississippi State. 8 points now.
Get him going downhill to his right. He's hard to stop.
Get the feeling we might see that action again for Mississippi State.
I liked it.
Now Kobe Brown tried to go downhill to his right. It's cut off by Tolu Smith. Behind the back, Diarra working against Matthews. Can't get it to fall. One-point game, 5.5 to play. Mississippi State trailing. Inside to Tolu Smith. He's immediately doubled. Dumps it off to Matthews. Contact. Shot up, won't go. Tipped back, won't go by Smith. Missed opportunity there for Mississippi State.
Boy, those 2 point-blank shots. Gotta have them.
Diarra, guarded by Smith. Goes at it. Left hand, Mo Diarra with the bucket.
Chris Jans is screaming for a travel. But Diarra tonight has really shown some versatility that I didn't know he had. Putting the ball on the floor, spinning, getting in there and creating for himself. Zone by Missouri.
Inside 5 minutes. Matthews. Corner 3 on the way. Air ball. Touched last by Kobe Brown. Mississippi State will keep it. Can't go to the monitor to review that yet with 4:26 to play. 4:32 to play.
See if he traveled. Keeps that left foot.
Looked okay, didn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was all right. A little awkward. I think that's what made it look like a travel, but it looked okay to me. Now is Mississippi State going to keep taking full goal and not attack?
Cam Matthews fouled on the drive. That is Diarra's 5th foul. He is done for the night. That was with 2 on the shot clock. And Cam Matthews trying to throw down a dunk from like 8 feet away.
Well, they seem real casual in their initial, getting the ball, and then all of a sudden I think Matthews realized I got to go, and boy, did he go. And again, that's where Diarra, he's there, but then you see the left hand right there at the end. He's got to stay vertical. You can't extend that left hand. That's an easy call. It's the right call.
So Mo Diarra's night is done. He finishes with 5 points and 4 rebounds in 17 minutes. Had a couple of assists as well. Dennis Gates got to be proud, or pleased at least, with what Mo Diarra gave him in this game tonight.
I mean, he's got to sit there and go, hey, I've found another person, another player that I can count on in tight, big-time games to give me some very effective minutes.
Second free throw coming for Cam Matthews. Mississippi State 9 of 13. Now 10 of 14 from the line tonight. Trey Gamillion will come back in for Mizzou, replacing Sean East.
Well, Missouri is small. They are small. They got 6'8", probably 6'6".
Kobe Brown's the biggest guy on the floor for Missouri.
And see how Mississippi State can guard it. And see how Missouri can guard it.
Noah Carter. Hilton. Hodge from the corner, short with the three. Jeffries with a rebound. Deshaun Davis catch and shoot three, miss everything. Mississippi State got it back. That was Jeffries. Reed has it blocked out of bounds. 13 to shoot. And we've got our final officials timeout. This is Mississippi State's style game, but Missouri has been aggressive tonight. 2-point game with 3:41 to play.
He and the Hogs taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. But first things first, we've got a good finish coming in Central Missouri, guys.
Dari, thanks a lot. We do have a good finish. There's your game reset. 2-point lead for Missouri. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. Both teams with no fouls to give. Missouri already in the bonus. Possession arrow favors the Missouri Tigers. Alongside Joe Klein, Richard Cross with you tonight from Mizzou Arena. I said before we went to the break, this is a game in terms of style that favors Mississippi State. This is the first time that Missouri has played a game like this where they have looked comfortable in this tight game.
And that's a credit to Coach Gates. I mean, they're showing that they can play fast like they want to play, but if they have to play this way, they can hang in there and battle and fight. But Mississippi State has got to try to drive that ball and get to the rim and not take quick, uncontested threes. They got to go inside out. Missouri's got to find a way to get a couple of possessions where it's wide open and in the open floor.
10 ties, 15 lead changes. 10 on the shot clock for Mississippi State. Deshaun Davis, 5 to shoot. Lets the three fly, missed it badly. They had 13 on the shot clock and never attempted to go inside to Tolu Smith on that possession.
It just takes too long to figure it out. He looks up, the shot clock's going down, he has to shoot it.
Mississippi State not made a shot in 2.5 minutes. They've missed their last 6 field goal attempts. Honor gave it away. Carter gets it to Demoy Hodge. Dumps it off. Gamillion off the window.
I didn't think he was open. I thought that was going to be a steal, and then the catch and the finish was very, very nice.
Bulldogs looking for a bucket. Jeffries, now Matthews.
Got to get downhill and get into the big fella.
Tolu Smith. That's why you got to get it into the big fella. Scores with the left hand and makes it a 2-point game.
That's got to be every trip in the half court from here on out for Mississippi State.
9 points now for Tolu Smith. 2:20 to play. Mississippi State has won 12 of the last 13 against Missouri. Shot clock winding down. Kobe Brown, 3. Bulldogs could tie or take the lead just inside 2 minutes. 3 all the way, no. Off the back iron, Sean Jones couldn't get it. Gamillion, strong rebound at the free throw line.
Again, young fellas played good tonight. It's inside out, inside out, inside out for Mississippi State.
Dennis Gates had 2 timeouts remaining.
Good foul by Kobe.
Smith 2 of 3 tonight at the line. His first. He got the roll. Wow.
Soft touch.
Missouri has 1 timeout remaining. So does Mississippi State. And Missouri will take a timeout before this next free throw from Tolu Smith. He's going to try to tie this game with a break in the action here. Let's send you to Dari in the studio. Dari?
Yeah, guys, it's we got 3 games. They're all going on right now. Arkansas getting underway against Georgia. Now, that game actually has not quite tipped, but it's moments away from doing that. It's going to start over on the ESPN app. If you want to see it over there, we'll get you to Bud Walton when we are finished here in Como. Aggies and Vols in a tight one right now at Reed Arena. It's a fun night of ball in the SEC, guys.
All right, Dari. We may have a fun finish coming here. 8.7 seconds remaining. We came into this with Missouri averaging 80.3 points per game. They are well below that. Mississippi State, for their part, was averaging 66 points per game. The defense on both ends has been phenomenal.
They have really closed down lanes. They've challenged everything. They've been scrappy. They've rebounded. Thus, a defensive game.
Tolu Smith, big free throw, trying to tie it at 57. He got them both. We are tied at 57 with 8.7 to play. Gamillion and Majak go to the bench. Carter and East back in, and Mississippi State will take a timeout. With the pace that Missouri plays, 8.7 seconds feels like an eternity.
They might be able to get 2 or 3 shots.
Maybe. So Dennis Gates has to decide what his best play is, but not just what his best play is, what his best play is against this Mississippi State defense.
Right, and I think it's how quick can you get the ball into the front court? How much resistance is Mississippi going to State? Is it going to be token? I don't see Mississippi State gambling and giving MU a chance to get numbers on the back end. So I think you're going to see maybe a little token pressure and dropping back quickly. But how quickly can Missouri get the ball up the floor, get a drive, or get it to Kobe? Again, would love to see Kobe somehow get it at the top of the key and let him go to work. Don't know if they got enough time for that.
Reminder, when we finish here in Columbia, we're going to send you to Fayetteville, Georgia and Arkansas. That game starting on the ESPN app. We'll send you there as soon as we finish here in Columbia.
Watch the drive, Kobe trailing it. Somebody getting downhill and Kobe coming up from behind.
Sean East into the front court. Sean East has it knocked away, touched last by Mississippi State. It was knocked away by Eric Reed. And I think we're going to have the officials go to the monitor to be sure that they got the last touch correct. So the speed of Sean East is what they were relying on, just trying to get him downhill to the basket to try and draw the foul. That was defended beautifully by Eric Reed.
It really was. I mean, he stayed in front, didn't panic, didn't reach, just moved his feet, stayed in front, was going to make him make a play over the top, and then the ball got shown to him right there in front. I mean, that's great poise by Reed.
Wow.
Being able to keep his composure, keep the guy in front. Looks like it's going to be Missouri's ball.
Off the thumb there last by Reed. But he does a beautiful job stripping it without fouling. So it's going to be Missouri basketball with 2.2 to play.
For Mississippi State, you got to make them catch the ball going out. You can't let anything be caught in the rim area or close at 15 feet. It's got to be over the top or out to the perimeter on the side.
We'll see if Missouri goes multiple options with a couple of guys crashing to the rim. Into the corner, Demoy Hodge. Wasn't there. Inside, Kobe Brown. He missed it! And we are headed to overtime. It looked like Kobe Brown was going to win it for Missouri at the buzzer, but it rolled off the rim. Wow.
Merry Christmas, Mississippi State. Holy smokes. That was a breakdown there. I mean, you cannot let the guy cut across your face in the lane. The ball had to go over the top.
DJ Jeffries didn't touch that ball, but I wonder if the way he kind of flashed into the vision may have caused Kobe Brown to push it off the window a little more than he wanted to.
There's no doubt, and subconsciously, whether you want to sit there and say, I've got 2 seconds, but you're going to hurry the shot.
We're headed to overtime, tied at 57 in Columbia. We'll be right back.
To a narrow lead, looking for a 6th straight win. And the Volunteers just 3 back. Georgia, Arkansas over on the ESPN app right now.
The SEC, Dari, tied at 57. We put 5 minutes on the clock. A reminder that Mohamed Diarra has fouled out for Missouri. Missouri led tonight in scoring by Hodge. 16 points. Mississippi State's Tolu Smith somehow has gotten to 12 points in this game. 12 points, 10 rebounds. And Joe, I think it's worth mentioning the free throws that Tolu Smith hit that tied this game for a guy who struggled as mightily as anybody shooting free throws in the country earlier this year was huge.
I mean, that's a great point, Richard. I mean, you got hats off to him and his ability mentally to block out the negative that all of us have when we struggle at the free throw line and to stick with it. And here the last 6-7 games, really when Mississippi State has kind of taken off, he's really started hitting his free throws and his help.
That was how regulation ended. 2.2 remaining.
Wow.
As good a look as you can get from Missouri. You get it into your guy, your veteran, and he's able to get a clean shot off. He just overshot it.
He dodged one.
Mississippi State, one of its last 11. They did not make a field goal in the last 2 minutes and 32 seconds, but Missouri didn't make a field goal in the last 3 minutes. And so here we are. Bonus basketball.
Welcome to Mississippi State basketball. That's why they like it.
Second consecutive overtime game for Mississippi State. They won in Oxford on Saturday against the in-state rival Ole Miss. Trying to do it again tonight.
Zone to start the overtime by Missouri.
Davis, 3 on the way. Won't go. There's an offensive rebound. No, Matthews couldn't secure it. Gamillion grabs it for Missouri.
Great heads-up play by Gamillion. Bad possession by Mississippi State.
Nick Honor, 3 on the way. What a shot from Honor.
Boy, he shot that without hesitation, and Coach Gates wants him to shoot more, begs him to shoot more. That's why.
This is the 3rd stop in Nick Honor's basketball career. It began at Fordham, then Clemson, now at Mizzou, and that's a monster shot into the corner. Reed on the drive. Matthews with 10 to shoot. DJ Jeffries, there's your answer. Tied at 60.
And that's the threes they like, off of penetration where a guy is lined up, can step in and stroke it.
Rhythm.
Amen.
3.5 to play in overtime. Carter, guarded by Tolu Smith. Honor hit the 3 just a moment ago from Mizzou. Help from the screen. Little okey-doke, but he left it short on the reverse layup. Cam Matthews has his pocket pick. Now it's a 2-on-1. Gamillion has it stripped. Mississippi State gets it back, and then it's kicked out of bounds by Kobe Brown. Bulldogs basketball. Wow.
You tell me this doesn't mean something. You got a guy coming from behind at one end making a play, and then it looks like they're going to get a layup from Missouri at the other end. And Mississippi State hangs in there and makes a play from behind. Great hustle by both teams, not giving up on the play.
Reminder, if you're looking for Georgia and Arkansas, it has started on the ESPN app. We'll send you to Fayetteville as soon as we are done here in Columbia. 3:02 left in overtime, tied at 60.
Again, a zone by Missouri. Let's see how Mississippi State attacks it. went to man. Showed zone and went to a man.
Sean Davis. Inside, Tolu Smith somehow got around behind Majok and gives Mississippi State a 2-point lead.
Got to get towards the ball. He's coming. Tolu Smith's coming. You got to beat him to the spot.
14 points, 10 rebounds. Another double-double for Tolu Smith. He has had to work for it tonight. Here's Kobe Brown. Against Tolu Smith. Spins in the lane, scoops it up. No, Majok with a rebound. Brown thought about the baseline jumper, backs it out instead. Moy Hodge trying to set a screen. Got a mismatch. 5 to shoot. Contested and blocked. Matthews with the block. 2 minutes to play. Into Tolu Smith. Now on the cut. Maybe partially blocked at the bottom of the rim. Chameleon leaves it off for Hodge. He thought about the quick three. Chameleon, no. Matthews, Mississippi State. It was DJ Jeffries who secured the rebound.
Again, inside out if you're Mississippi State. Get a touch to Tolu or get something driving to the basket. Play off of that.
10 on the shot clock, 1:20 to play. Davis off the screen, gets to the free throw line. Jeffries, open three. Jeffries short. Kobe Brown poked in the eye as he got the rebound there. They're not going to stop play, but Missouri will. They'll take a timeout. We were tied at 57. We've got 1:06 left. This was the way regulation ended. Inbound pass to Kobe Brown and couldn't get the roll. Mississippi State cleared it. Started off with an honor three. Big answer from DJ Jeffries. And then Tolu Smith, a little wraparound reverse. And that's where we stand. Not a lot of scoring in overtime.
Got us a rock fight, Richard. I mean, we got two teams that are playing desperately defensively, and it's really shown with their intensity, the deflections, the help. They are in sync with what they want to do defensively, and it's really causing a problem for either team to get a good look.
Got the nosebleed for Kobe Brown. They're working on that on the sideline. The officials are checking to make sure that there was nothing malicious. Take another look at how it unfolded in real time. The long rebound. A little friendly fire.
Yeah.
He bumped into was it the shoulder of Majok that?
Yep.
And look, in slow-mo, that doesn't look nearly as bad as it did in real time. That hurts.
So right on the point of the nose. That'll make your eyes water, I promise.
Mississippi State's largest lead tonight is 6. Missouri has led by as much as 4. We have had 12 ties and 16 lead changes.
Tense.
Not to mention almost 15,000 inside Mizzou Arena to take. This place has been deafening tonight.
It's so good to see. I mean, I was so excited when I got this game and saw that it was going to really be an impactful game, because I've been coming here since I've been lucky enough to do these games, and it hadn't been like this.
I thought you were excited because you got to work with me tonight, Joe.
That was
secondary.
1A.
Oh, of course. All right, so the timeout is over. 1:06 to play. Georgia and Arkansas are underway in Fayetteville. That game is available on the ESPN app. You see what Missouri's got left. Georgia on the road, LSU on the road. They close it out against Ole Miss. That's a schedule that Missouri feels good about down the stretch.
Favorable. No gimmies, but
sure.
But again, it's not Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama.
So Kobe Brown has to come out of the game as his nose won't stop bleeding. Moy Hodge, now Gamillion. Inside a minute. 2-point lead for Mississippi State. Hodge trying to get free. Noah Carter straight on three. Noah Carter buried it! Wow!
Why not? Why not? Played off the pick and pop, lined it up, knocked it down.
Double digits now for Carter. He's got 10. That was his second three of the game. Mississippi State looking to answer, trailing by 1. Tolu Smith gives it to Matthews. Jeffries, now Matthews. And a timeout taken by Mississippi State with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Chris Jans, I think, looking on and thinking probably the same thing you were. You've got to figure out a way to get it inside.
Love this play here. Again, get a little back screen from Hodge, and he garners just a little of attention by him going to the hole. Carter steps, lines it up, makes a big-time shot.
Hey, let's send you to the studio and check in on what else is happening in the league.
Yeah, Richard, it's an eventful evening to this point, obviously, as we keep an eye on your game there. Watching your game, of course, also keeping an eye on Texas A&M Tennessee, 64-61. Tight game there in Arkansas. Good start, up 10 in the early going against Georgia. We'll get to Bud Walton when we're done in Como.
We love nights like this, right, Dari? 28.1 to play in overtime. Missouri leading at 63-62. Shot clock down to 5. Davis trying to get into the lane. He lost it. He got it back off the window, and he gets it to fall.
Look what
Honor lets it fly. Honor rattles home the 3. Missouri by a deuce. Mississippi State 2 to tie, 3 to win. Davis, the floater, no, tipped around, still alive before the buzzer. He didn't get it off. Missouri defends the home court. The Tigers win at home. Their 15th win of the season inside Mizzou Arena.
2 big-time shots by guys we probably didn't see that happening coming into the night. Carter and then Honor.
66-64 the final in overtime. Missouri wins it. They are now 8-7 in the SEC. Mississippi State falls to 6-9 in league play. What a night in Como. Let's rewatch this final sequence.
I mean, again, you get a gift right here. Look what I found. Loses the ball, comes right back to him, lays it in. And then the answer, the step back over the 6'10", Tolu Smith, big-time shot.
So Mississippi State valiant on the road, but Missouri gets it done at home in overtime. 66-64 the final. What a game tonight. Packed house at Mizzou Arena. For our entire SEC Network crew and my partner Joe Klein, I'm Richard Cross. First time since 2018, Missouri wins it. Let's send you to Fayetteville. Kevin Fitzgerald and Ron Slay. More SEC hoops right now.